is this the, like, even faster one next to us?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, man.
Can't do it.
Let's go the fast one. Okay, we can't. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Sorry. See you in 7 hours. Aww. We weren't able to get seats together on the plane, so we just get to sit in between two strangers. Yeah, so it would be, it's 2 o'clock here now. It would be 7? So technically we've been up all night. Yeah, the jet lag is real. Sleeping on the plane sucked. Like, I tried to get comfortable in so many different positions, and luckily I had a window seat, but like my back was on fire the whole time. Like my lower back, it felt like I like pulled muscles or something.
Yes.
Like I was able to look back and look at you like every now and then, and I
Yeah.
saw you like trying to sleep.
I was trying. My head kept falling every which way, and the pillows sucked. The neck
Yeah.
pillows, the blow up ones.
The $5 pillows.
Terrible.
I woke up in a mess of like my coat, my hoodie, the pillow, the blow up pillow, and the blanket, just like everywhere.
Yeah,
And
it was
it was all
freezing.
sliding around. Who did you sit between?
2 old people.
2 old people.
Yeah, when I was trying to sleep, I had my elbows propped up on the little thing, so I was like, they kept hitting it off, so I was like,
You'd fall over.
yeah, and then the old woman lost her shoe on the other side of me. And was like, can you help me find my shoe? And I was like, sure. We hit turbulence, and I guess it knocked her shoe back a couple of rows.
Which is so stupid.
Yeah.
Or it's so weird to think about, like, turbulence, like the plane shakes a little bit, right? But like, how does your shoe go flying? I was afraid to take my shoes off because I didn't want my feet to smell.
I didn't really
And so I
care.
just-
They took their shoes off, so I
The guy next to me took his shoes off too, and I was like, I wish I was that brave. I was like, maybe I should have brought slippers.
My tootsies. Yeah, on the SAS flight, the SAS flight, they gave us
Sauce flavor.
On the
Sauce.
SAS flight, they gave us slippers.
I
wasn't
gave
in
you
first class.
slippers?
It was a pillow, a blanket, and these little. They were cheap little like slip-on slippers.
Yeah, because it was a 13-hour flight.
Yeah, and I guess so you can, if you take your shoes off and like you need to run to the restroom, you just slip those on and go.
I had at the Toronto
Ugh.
airport, we
Gross.
had a connecting flight and a layover at Toronto. And that airport was mind-blowing. It was like a shopping mall. Like you get off and you're going to your next terminal or whatever, and there's just like shops everywhere, and they're really big shops. There's like a Rolex store and like Burberry and like all of the places to eat. Like at DFW, like in America, like we have fast food.
Yeah.
And like you're lucky if you find like an Auntie Anne's somewhere. So in Toronto,
American.
they were like fancy restaurants and they're like healthy. So like one of them was like a vegan juice bar, and then another one was like build your own burger, but they're like fancy burgers and they had vegan options there too. And there was like an Asian cuisine place, and I'm talking like actual Asian, not just like rice and sesame chicken or whatever. It was like pad thai and curry options and whatever, and I didn't know what I was getting. I was just like, can I have pad thai? And I thought I was supposed to choose like a meat, so I was like, can I get tofu on top of that? And he's like, I couldn't understand him. He was saying something about like, this is the only tofu we have, and it was in this like creamy white sauce with some vegetables in it. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll have it. It was the best thing ever. I like wrote down whatever I thought was in it, that way I can try to make it at home. It was like this big, and so I ate that whole thing, so that's why I didn't have dinner on the plane. And I was busy. My tray was taken up. I couldn't be bothered.
Yeah, the dinner was good though, and like, the potato salad was weird, but it was like cheesy shells with marinara sauce.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. Or you could have got the chicken option.
I didn't see anybody actually get the chicken,
no,
but
my whole row got pasta.
speaking of your whole row doing something, like every time I looked, like I was looking at people's TVs, because you know they have the TVs on the back of the seats and stuff. Like everybody watched John Wick 3 at some point today. Which
I was
props to them, because what a great movie.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, John Wick. I watched Captain Marvel and then Ocean's 8, because I was like, I'm not really in a John Wick mood now.
I was thinking of Ocean's 8, and I was like, I wonder if they have that.
Yep, they did. And then I couldn't decide between Goodfellas, Let's Be Cops, and Tammy, and I chose Goodfellas. Because Goodfellas is life.
You watch so many movies. I
did. I love movies.
I will say it's been kind of rough so far. Like the culture shock, because like you get off the train, we don't know where we're going. We know where we're supposed to go, but we're like don't really know like what routes to take, how to even buy a train pass. We've been having to ask, you know, the attendants and stuff like, hey, how do we get a bus pass? How do we do this and this? The money is weird. They'll say like, yeah, it'll cost like 40 krona or something, and I'll try to hand over some money, and it'll either be like wrong or they're like card only. The words are difficult. I can't believe I came over here not knowing any Swedish. Like everybody speaks English, which is awesome, or at least everybody we've encountered. But like you go in and like the menus, like we tried to go into a coffee shop and we were looking at the board and I was like, I don't understand any of this.
I just want coffee.
Yeah, and so we just walked up to the counter and I was like, do you have coffee? And she's like, yeah. So we're like, okay,
just
2 coffees? And
Regular
she's like, do you want milk in that? And we're like, yes.
But no sugar, so it was like essentially black coffee with cream.
Yeah, which I was okay with. Like, if I can do that at home, that would be amazing.
It was okay. It just made my stomach hurt. And
Oh,
I had to
yeah.
go to the bathroom right when
That was potent coffee.
Like it went right through me.
We were having to wait for our Airbnb to be like available, so we got here like 2 hours early, and so we just had to wait around, and we're walking around with our luggage like, where do we go? So we found this little coffee shop down the street and we hung out in there for like a solid hour. I'm feeling a lot better now that like we can drop our stuff off. I get so stressed when I'm like carrying a ton of stuff around and like I don't have freedom or anything like that. Yeah, it's scary when you're walking around with your luggage and there's scary, sketchy people around. And you're yeah, they ask you for money and you're like, I don't know where I'm going. We're here for a couple days and then we get to do it all over again to go to Copenhagen.
At least we'll be in a hotel. It'll probably be a little less stressful in a hotel with like a key.
We won't have to wait on anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Check-in is check-in.
Yeah. So we're gonna check out.
There you go.
And go get some groceries and try to get some sleep. So
sleep.
We're in Malmo. Happy honeymoon.
Ooh, honeymoon.